Hey, my loves. I just thought about something, and really, God just put something in my spirit, specifically for this Ruby Tuesday. But anyway, a couple of weeks ago, I was at a party, and it was a nice party. A lot of people, people who was just on their grind, successful. Everybody's just like dope, crazy energy, right? And so we were in a room, and predominantly males were in the room, black males, but there was a few females in there, just kind of like hanging out. And this young lady who's highly educated, highly successful, she just walks into the room, and she was just like, men ain't, yeah, she said it. Men ain't. We like, So yeah, y'all, she said it. She was like, men ain't. So we all looking, we're like, dang. Even me, I'm like, who hurt her? You know what I mean? Like, she's so beautiful and talented and intelligent. It was like, well, so bitter, so shocked, right? So that brings me into this thought of just how we handle rejection. You know what I mean? Like, if we were referenced to the scripture, specifically 1 Peter 2 and 4, even the men in the room they really felt uncomfortable. But let's get back to the scripture. So the scripture was saying, 1 Peter 2 and 4 says, as you come to him, a living stone, rejected by men, but in the sight of God, chosen and precious. Now, this is no way trying to say like, oh, all men, whatever, reject women. And there's so many different sides of the story and how things occur. But I'm going to specifically talk about how individuals handle rejection. So as a Forever 31 Ruby, we are rubies. We are precious stones. And sometimes we focus on the first part where we're rejected by men and not the second part in terms of God protecting us and seeing us as chosen and precious. So in terms of how we handle rejection, now that we know that we are God's precious and chosen stones, we need to kind of think about this. Number one, whoever she was trying to entertain may not have been necessarily good for her future. They wouldn't be able to handle who she was going to become. Or potentially, maybe she was not developed or matured enough to be able to understand or balance a relationship with God as well as have someone else in her life. Or also, sometimes we invite people in our lives who have not really showed themselves proven in order to stay in our lives. There's so many things going on. But on one side, everybody's either shutting completely off or they're like trying to prove themselves to people to show that they are worth it. I guess I'm saying all this to say is that it is not, some sense of rejection is not your opportunity to get bitter. Okay? Because again, I've heard multiple times, and I'm sure everybody knows, any type of rejection is really God's protection. Okay? So it's not an opportunity to get bitter. But what it is an opportunity to truly walk in discernment, know whose you are, and to truly embrace the whole experience. So again, it's not about, oh, I'm going to walk around with this chip on my shoulder. I'm going to continue to be who I am. I'm going to continue to show and be the light of who I am. But at the end of the day, I need to be aware that some of those things that I was rejected from was actually God's protection in terms of my future. So my loves, any opportunity, any person, anything that comes across my life, I have changed my mindset to say that if it does not work out, perfect. Because I go ahead and translate that into God's protection. So it's all about changing our mindset and not focus on the rejection part, but more so being open to the expectation that there's additional things that God needs to prune us in, or there's an additional level or an additional insight that I need to add into my toolbox to make sure that I can handle what I have coming in the future. Okay, so again, rejection is not a bad thing. It's low-key protection because you are God's chosen jewel. Have a good day.